and we are here to bring you all of the live action between Mayday and MSXL.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here to cast this game. It should be a good one. Both of these teams won their games last week. I wasn't able to catch either of them. This is actually my first game of the league that I'm able to catch, but I'm really excited to come into it and see the action.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started on Hanamura for our first map of the night. Hanamura is our Hanamura is our 2CP map for this particular slate of games, and it's gonna be, I think, a tough one. Hanamura is just 2CP in general has a, has a it's pretty difficult to get through.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of 2CP maps in my day, and a lot of them haven't been pretty, both playing and casting, of course. I think a really good sign of a good team, at least at this moment, is a good defense. I think
Hmm.
that when teams kind of come in at each other, both attacking a lot, like when the scores start getting up above 4 or 5, it doesn't really necessarily mean either team is particularly organized or doing well. They're just kind of running in and getting happen to get the team fights.
Hmm.
But, oh, that is unfortunate.
Ooh, we're gonna go ahead and get
Arriving at
started,
Watch Point
restarted.
Gibraltar.
At
Um,
Watch Point Gibraltar?
no,
No?
no,
Okay.
we're gonna be back to.
Well, everything we said stands.
Yes, absolutely.
We were starting to see a pretty average team comp uh, coming out from the blue team, which I will remind everyone,
Yes,
and of course not myself, is Mayday.
Mayday. Yep. And the red team
So
is MSXL,
yes.
just for this
Uh,
first map.
So we're seeing the normal Zen Mercy healers. This is where we're going to see the majority of the time. Lucio, especially in defense, isn't all that great. Moira,
Hmm.
unless you're kind of running a Slambulance, isn't really what you're looking for. However, defense on second point, we might be able to see a little bit of Ana. Our
Hmm.
tanks, we seem to be Diva and Reinhardt. A little unorthodox running the Reinhardt instead of that Orisa, but I think it could be a good call, especially if Thundercleese happens to be a Reinhardt specialist. Then on DPS, we have Lokai and Tentamize.
Ten
Tentamise.
times. Ten
10
times.
times. 10 times, okay. 10 times as excited as I previously thought. We're going double hit scan with a Widow and a McCree, so I'd like to see probably Widow set up near the back, maybe on this roof to the right of the point, and McCree is kind of
Hmm.
on the ground around Reinhardt and trying to get set up.
Yeah, I think the Diva is actually a very smart choice here for defense from Mayday. Diva has a lot of ways to contest that high ground, especially if the attacking team is going to run dive or some other heroes that kind of utilize that high ground. I know that they know about Flamia's Pharah, and I'm sure that they're worried about it, so the Diva will also be able to do something against that as well.
And so coming right off the back, we see Thundercleese throw out that Fire Strike, get a clean 39% going on his ult, and Lokai gets a pick very quickly on Commander Huey, who is going to be rezzed up immediately, and now we have the Rhine battle. Again, another really, really good Fire Strike, up to 73%. I'm sure the other team has some idea how high percent he's at, but I don't think so. Ooh, and a quick Hammer Strike is going to take out Hyzor, and they should basically back out at this point. They don't really have much of a fight to engage. They're still a little bit forward, which I'm surprised by, maybe trying to get down Thundercleese's shield, but he is going to back up, get that healing, and get the shield back up so they can go in for another engagement.
They might also be getting some ult charge there as well while they're waiting for their main tank, which they have now.
Definitely, and now we see the Tin coming in, does get the kill, and now he's just kind of swinging around with his bat, or with his hammer, and we get a nice 3k for Mayday, and they're going to back up. So now MSXL has the Zen ult, so hopefully the Zen is kind of staying back, waiting for that big Earth Shatter from Thundercleese, and if he can run in and put up the trance during it, the team should be safe. The only other ult, we have a decent amount of ults online, and now we have walls coming in for Lokai, so they're going to know exactly where they are. Not really much of a big problem on this point, as they're just going to be Rhine battles looking at each other, but it's always good information to have. On top of that, we have a Diva Bomb coming in, but right now we have a
Double
big
tire.
Riptire
Yeah,
coming
double
in,
tire.
taking out Wild Wolf and Lokai. Tentamize is down too, and Thundercleave, we only have Desert Fox left. He goes for the self-destruct and gets killed. This should be... Oh, but gets 2 kills along with it. Shouldn't be too big of a deal, though. They should be able to take it off as the CP meter starts to build.
Yeah, MSXL ended up having to use quite a few ults there in order to get through the choke, but that's pretty important for the first point. Being able to build up those ults and use them in order to take advantage away from the defending team. The defending team there has a lot of advantage.
Exactly. 2 CP, we were talking about a little bit earlier, notorious for being very difficult to take either points. The first one may be a little bit easier, but it's definitely important just to take it, blow as many ults as you can if you have to. Right now we have a Widowmaker battle going on the top right. Nothing came of it. Could have been interesting. A High Noon is going to take out
Oh, huge High Noon!
Kills. Great job, and now they really want to drop down to the point. All they need to fight is the Widow and the Zarya. Oh, excuse me. I got my teams mixed up a little bit. Okay, so they got the kills, and now Meiday is going to have to reset that. Mithra now does have the grab, which maybe could be comboed with the Earth Shatter, but I'd really like to see it comboed with a tire later on, so I'd like to see them hold on to it. Let's see if they deliver with that. But they do get the early pick, taking out the Widow, but not a lot's going to be used with it, as the team has to kind of get into position beforehand. We do see a Mei out, a good Earth Shatter, but nothing really comes of it except the
Double
the kill
Trance
on
is coming out here.
And now a Diva Bomb, gonna take out the Zen. It's pretty back and forth with these two teams, but on a 2 CP, the defender has such a big advantage. It's gonna be pretty hard for Meiday, for MSXL, the red team, to come back from this one. And as I say that, a couple more kills are cleaned up. Thundercleave has a lot of kills in this map. I don't know the exact number, but he's really doing a great job with that front line, and they're able to hold one more time.
I think Flamia's swap off of the Pharah onto the Widowmaker was also a pretty strong choice here. You saw her really get shut down by Desert Fox on that Diva and getting focused really hard, so I think that it's nice to see her on that anti-Widow there.
Definitely, definitely. Now they're going top right, see if they can make it down this hallway. I'm not sure how I love this with the Mei able to come out, but maybe they have a plan up their sleeve. They do now have that tire and that grab combo I was talking about. Throw out the tire, throw out the grab, let's see who connects. Oh, but it's a great shot from Loki, taking down the tire. But that does not mean that the fight's over, it just means that 2 ults are wasted. But with the Rhine down, it's going to be really hard to get anything, especially walking up this hallway. And just as I suspected, here's an Earth Shatter. Doesn't actually get any kills off of it. I think the kill on the Mercy was a little bit earlier, but the red team does not want to disengage as they have a presence on the point. Not a big one, and he will be taken down, but he does get a good tick and a half working on. So now they only need 2 more ticks.
Thundercleave has been charging that Earth Shatter very, very quickly. You notice that he has it basically every single fight, which means that he's being able to be aggressive, and he's getting the support that he needs in order to do that.
Now we have a fight breaking out on the point. The 2 Rhines are going to charge into each other, and now they're just brawling it out. Another really good Earth Shatter, but this time from Hyzor. They do get their trance running as well, and they're just looking to build up some CP. But a couple kills do come in from the blue team, taking down the Mercy. That is not a resible kill. And the Zen, this is not looking particularly great. What started out as a good fight may not end up too well, but they're still trying to fight it out, and that is it. A good hold. They're not able to get any more CP. I think they got the tick thing a little bit further, but not what they're looking for. But they do have 2 minutes left. Let's see what they can do with it.
You see Desert Fox jumping off there to try to reset mech. Very intelligent, especially because it would take way too long for the mech to come back before MSXL starts to push in again.
Yeah. I don't really love how much shield is up by Hyzor right now. They're really far out of the point and just making them move a little bit slower. But now they're able to get in. Meiday keeps on trying to set up on the high ground, and MSXL just doesn't really care. They want to move straight to the point, but Loki with a great snipe, getting out that X Factor. But on the other end, 4 kills from the red team coming in, one of them being a mech. and now it's a brawl on the point. Really just two tanks against a tank and a support. The tanks actually get a couple kills but aren't able to finish it out. It's really hard without the healing, especially a tank hero really relies on that healing from whichever support they choose. So they're going to reset and have time for probably just one more fight.
Yes, looks like they only have time for one more push. Mithra is going to be coming in with from MSXL with a Graviton, and they've got that tire combo again with Commander Huey's Rip Tire. So hopefully
But
they
a
can
great,
pull it off.
a great snipe from Lokai, getting down Flameria, gets rezzed, and Commander Huey gets put down. This Widow play has been nothing short of dominant. It's pretty hard to be able to contest with that, especially when your only counter Widow is your own Widow. But when she keeps on getting sniped, it's not looking too good. They're again looking just to go down the main bend. I don't know if this is the call. They've tried it a couple times, but they are being allowed to just walk around to the point. And a tire's coming in. Let's see what that gets. It does get out Lokai, but it looks like he will be rezzed up. His Mercy actually able to fight away, but the big X factor of this map was that Blizzard, but didn't really end up doing much. The red team is able to get a lot of the kills they need. Wild Wolf on that Valking Mercy and Desert Fox are the only two people standing in their way. A missed charge could have been a missed opportunity, and they really need to get down Desert Fox soon because the defense team will be coming in relatively quickly. They keep on trading out kills, which is not the best. Shatter goes straight into the shield, but they get a res off. Oh, and a really good shatter from MSXL. And that should clear it out. A nice 2 points in overtime going towards MSXL.
Yeah, what a great start to this map. It was a little disappointing to not see that Graviton Riptire, but I think from the last attempt at using that combo, I don't think that they were looking to kind of do that there. It was smart to try to go after Lokai on that Widowmaker because Lokai has just been raining shots down onto MSXL, and it's really, really difficult playing against such an impressive Widow.
Lokai was even the one that took down the tire last time. He took a little book out of Owl's book. That's what's going on right now, where they starting with Taimu on that Widow are basically consistently getting down the tires. So it's really scary. So basically your two options: go straight at the Widowmaker to force out SMG. That's pretty hard to kill the tire, or just wait for the Widowmaker to be dead or not in line of sight, something along those lines. And he opted to take on the Widowmaker, which was seemed to be the right call.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that
which does.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was gonna say it does beg the question: why do they have Zarya at that point? You really want that big 1-2 punch, and if they're not going to use a dragon, they're not going to use the Riptire.
Some sort of combo,
switching off maybe would have been the call, but again they got it through, so it's hard to condemn them too much. Now we're seeing the setup, the defense coming in from MSXL, pretty similar to the last one, except they are switching out the Reinhardt for an Orisa, a call which I think is pretty good. Orisa has her shield up more often, it should be a little bit easier, and we're seeing Commander Huey on that that scary Junkrat instead of McCree. I don't really remember the McCree having too much of an impact on the last side, so this might be a good call. We seem to be coming in with a pretty standard double sniper comp, except they're running an Ana. Wild Wolf is running Ana. Interesting, so triple sniper. The
Korean
game is not going to be happy about that. But let's see if Lokai can get a good pick. Probably not going to be able to. They're playing really well behind the Orisa shield, and Flamia is able to get down Thundercleave. That's really interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard reset there for Meiday.
Mithra runs out to try to make it so they don't get a res. Looking in, realizing, oh, they're not going to get a res because they're not even running a Mercy.
Yeah, not having that res potential there. Oh man, Flamia just popping off here, getting that kill onto Lokai.
Yeah, having a battle of Widowmakers, you really want that Mercy. If they pop off just once, it's really easy to kind of snowball the fight from there. And they haven't even tried coming through this walkway yet. So stuff is looking good for Meiday.
Yeah,
excuse me, for MSXL.
Meiday's wasting a lot of time here trying to get reset back up and try in order to contest. Flamia with another nice shot onto Lokai.
Yeah, he was really far back. I unless Lokai was standing still, that was a pretty immaculate shot coming out. And as you said, they're just trying everything they can. They switch over to the Mei. Very, very interesting. Attack Mei is not something you see too often. Mei is not officially in the defense category anymore, as that does not exist. But
But
we
the
know
Mei's
that
a
she's
good
supposed
thing
to
to
be
wall off
defensive.
all that Junkrat spam there. See?
That's definitely true. And the Orisa shield, not able to get access at either.
Hmm.
So
Mercy
the
with a
fight's-
nice res onto the Zen too.
The fight's breaking out on the point, but the red team has a decent amount of presence on the point. They are able to break out a couple kills. Wild Wolf is by himself as Ana in the left room. And I'd like to see if they find him out. Oh, here he is. Gets the sleep, actually taking care of business himself, but I would have maybe just liked to see him killing himself at this point. Yes, he's getting a little bit of ult charge, but he already has his ult, so it's not particularly important. They do get the really good stagger though, so maybe it was worth it in the end. And now, with that infrared sight proc, they get to watch the slow walk of shame back from Wild Wolf.
That poor Mithra has been slept twice in this whole sequence. Both sleep
Yeah,
darts
it's,
have been aimed at that diva.
Yeah, normally sleep darts are coming from the team that's staggering, not being staggered, but you
Yeah.
know, whatever you can get off. Okay, we're
Big
seeing
tire.
Tire come out.
Ooh.
Great 2 kills plus the D-Mech. That is
Yeah.
going to stop the push right as it started. Baby Diva, I think, is still out there on the roof. I don't really know what Desert Fox is going for. What he should be going for is killing himself, but he is climbing around that roof looking for some Bunny Blaster kills, but he was just spotted out by Commander Huey, who decides, well, no reason to fight him, and now
60 seconds.
coming
Yep.
off the kill. But 60 seconds remain. This is a one-fight match, and they've only made it to the point once to immediately be stopped. So this defense is coming out really good. When you have such a strong Junkrat on your team like Commander Huey, it's pretty hard to come in, as well as just the great teamwork we're seeing coming out. They have 4 of their ults, yet the other team, the attacking Meiday, has almost 6 of their ults, and they should have all 6 running in. Great wall to start off the fight. Mercy procs her Valve and the great kill.
Huge
So that was
bomb.
the Mei Diva Bomb combo. Really, really smart. No shields up to run away from it. No one able to move, and they get the kills they were looking for. With virtually no time left on the clock,
10 seconds.
Mayday is able to push it out with their signature Mei. That while they're on the floor, able to see all of your guns and all of your glory, but because everyone was standing up, shields were up, trance was up, everyone stayed up, and they were not able to get, I don't think, any kills off of that, which was a little disappointing for the team, I'm sure.
Yeah, that Transcendence was fat.
Definitely no other way to put it.
Well, you see Lokai and Flamia going for those Widow picks again. It's really interesting that both of them actually kind of stayed on that for third point, because usually Widow's not super great there.
Yeah, you're able to get that that high ground kind of to the left of where the payload comes in with that box. But we saw that Commander Huey was able to do a great job on that Junkrat and just kind of pick people off one by one that are up there. It's really hard, especially in close range, for a Widow to fight a Junkrat.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he was playing it pretty correctly, and because of that, the offense was never really able to mount too big of a push. So now we're seeing the Mayday defense come out, while MSXL will which team is pushing?
Yeah, so for those
Okay,
of you
yeah.
that are just tuning in, MSXL is going to be attacking on the blue team, and the red team, Mayday, will be defending.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, and yeah, of course I was not wrong about that. At any
It's super
point.
confusing.
But we have a lot of people up on MSXL on that.
High ground there.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're trying to do, but they go down and the Rhine battles are going to begin. They're running a pretty standard double sniper comp, which is really a Brigitte counter at this point. I don't really know if I love it against just another normal defensive Widow junk comp, but let's see what they're able to do.
Ooh, Thunderclays with a really nice charge there, but Commander Huey is going to take him down.
Yeah, now that they have the Rhine, both healers and one uh both healers, one DPS and one tank
Whew.
down. It's gonna be a pretty easy cleanup, and the other team, Mayday, does not seem to be mounting a retake, so that's
I
gonna be it.
don't think that they could. The all of Mayday went down so quickly to that junk spam, and junk actually Commander Huey almost has a riptire here. Ooh, I think I might be getting disconnected. Yep. One second.
MSXL, we're getting so many kills, it's gonna not too much, but as I say that, the backing up Thundercleese and Wild Wolf, that being their
Uh-oh.
XL is able to just push up. They have one person on the point. I like that. It generally should be the Zenyatta as they're currently doing. And they are very, very, very deep in enemy territory. But as long as they're getting kills, I think they can get away with it. A Shatter is wasted, gets one kill, but they're so far forward. I don't really know if I like that. I do need to invite back.
So sorry guys for that interruption. I just got DC'd from the server, so invite me back, please. I'm sorry.
Yes, I am inviting you back as we speak. I think you should have got it. Okay. So I kept on casting, wasn't sure because since you were running the stream,
Yes,
probably
absolutely.
not gonna be able to see it from the stream point of view, but whatever.
But you'll hear the action anyway. Sorry about that, guys.
No worries, no worries. So
Promise.
MSXL got a pretty good push. They pushed up really, really, really far, all the way about halfway into the foundry, and they got a pretty good push on the cart, but were able to be taken down. And now a brawl is coming out on the point. Flamia trying to get this kill onto Cheesenip, finally takes him down, and now we're getting a lot of push from Flamia on that Widow, and we should see a second point get coming out from MSXL.
Yes. Yeah, Flaming putting in a lot of work there on that second point.
So that golden box of victory, as you can see, is about 3/4 of the way down. Oh, actually a little bit farther than I thought. Almost all the way to the end. So they're basically going to have to get a perfect push minus a little bit of that room for error on the end. But Flamia starts that out very easily with the pick. Does herself get picked down, but these teams are just trading kills right now. A Zen ult is out from MSXL, keeping everyone on that team topped off, and they're just looking to swing, get Thundercleese down, and stuff is not looking too good for Mayday. Mayday. A charge comes in, and Hyzor is just swinging his hammer, gets I think 3 kills on that.
Absolutely.
Thundercleese is coming in, and there's still a Moira on the point, I believe, but that will cap it out, and that is going to be a 2-0 coming up from MSXL, looking pretty dominant on both, or not dominant, but definitely the more polished team. Let's see this play of the game coming out from Commander Huey. Not even a riptire, just raw Junkrat damage. I've been told that this Junkrat is nothing short of nutty, and
Yes.
we're certainly seeing that with that beautiful 3 make it 4K coming out.
Can Junkrats be accurate? Because that one looked pretty accurate to me.
Yeah, you gotta know how those nades go, but once you can and you're Seagull, you can just kind of scatter them in, and people step on them.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to be right back. Just grab some more water while the two teams prepare, maybe switch out some players and see what next map they're going to.
Yep. So sorry about that, guys. Did not mean to did not mean to have that happen. So super sorry that we had that technical difficulty. I am not in my usual setup, and I really wish that I was, but thanks for sticking around anyway to support both of these teams. We will be right back with all of the Owlet action.
Sorry for that short delay. I am back, watered up. Still, I guess, deciding on the maps, getting some Korean chat coming in. It seems as if Hyzor only knows one letter in
Character there.
Korean, but luckily it is the ha one, so his letter reads Omega ha 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 ha. And it looks like we may be going, or we're getting some switch outs. I won't give it away quite yet, but my guess is that we're going to be going to Nepal for that King of the Hill, or Koth as it's commonly known map.
Yep. We're going to be going to Nepal. So Nepal has 3 different maps. Really hoping that we'll be able to see all 3. But if not, those maps are Village, Sanctum, and we just talked about this.
Shrine.
And Shrine.
Shrine with
Yes.
the elephants. Yeah, so just remember, Shrine is always with the elephants, Sanctum is indoors, and the third one is the third one. We see a switch out of Flamia into Nyx. This is really surprising, as Flamia was nothing short of popping off, especially in that Foundry stage of the last attack. Really carried his teammates to the end there. But maybe Nyx can do something similar, or maybe they're just looking for a different comp.
I might actually be having a couple of technical difficulties. Seems like my stream is not actually working properly, and I would really like to be able to get somebody in here that could do that, but everybody else is unavailable. Let me see if I can find someone to do that for us. 1 second. I think it might be working now. TBD.
It's fine. We'll just cast as if it is always my motto. Half the time it's not up, but it doesn't really matter. We are being blessed with some great Overwatch. I don't really care if the stream's up between you and me.
Same. It's good practice anyway, right?
Yeah, definitely. So we're seeing a few switch outs. But the cores of both teams are definitely being consistent. I got to give a shout out to MSXL. They have seen a little bit, or seemed, excuse me, a little bit more together. And nothing says together like all having the same character icons next to their names. I really appreciate that. I don't know if they're putting the correct character icon next to their names, but it is unity nonetheless.
Yes.
That's something
Oh,
I
boy.
actually see. Something I see a lot from Boston Uprising. They have really good team huddles, which I've noticed, which I think actually really plays into their teamwork. They're being coached by someone that's more of a traditional sports coach, and they know the importance of respect and teamwork within the team, quick communication. And we are going to wait for these players to load in, but we are going to start off the map on Sanctum. So what would you like to see here, Nekkra, on Sanctum,
Well,
composition-wise?
Slambulance is pretty common for Sanctum. It is one of the most run compositions for Nepal Sanctum. Usually that includes like your boop characters, so all of those characters that can get those really nice environmental kills. And you actually see a pretty standard Slambulance coming from MSX. Yep, MSXL with that Orisa Roadhog.
Definitely. It's a little bit modified with that McCree, but I think it still should be able to work out. Desert Fox seems to be flaunting over what seems to be the Brigitte. The first one I think we'll have seen, but I think it's a very good inclusion, especially knowing that Commander Huey will be on that squishy and Nyx as the other DPS on MSXL.
5, 4.
Hyzor flaunting us with that Symmetra, but no, we get the Orisa.
Capture the objective.
And the two teams are going to begin to push in. It's interesting to see. We used to almost always go to the high ground But now you've seen a couple teams just kind of going straight towards the point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Both
see
of
what
them
goes
taking a
on.
little bit of a
Okay,
different approach here.
this is smart, as if one team's leaving on one side, it makes sense to rotate around the other and right out that hole.
Yeah, it looks like you see Mithra on that Roadhog trying to get some cheeky hooks, but the way that Meiday ended up kind of going onto that point means that they're going to take it first.
Yeah, and a really good charge in from Thunderqueeze. I've really been liking his play today. But the other team, MSXL, is still looking to fight on this point. Just because they got a couple kills doesn't mean they are dead and gone. But Lokai with a great kill onto the Mercy, bringing
What a
up his
fast
dragon. And a nice boop from Desert Fox onto Kalut, and an SD from Hyzor. That is going to be a good first take from Mayhem. Mayday. excuse me.
Mayhem!
Uh,
May as well be,
Mayday,
right?
Mayday.
We are basically Mini Owl.
Yeah. Owlet. Ooh, really good kill from Budget Aimbot onto Commander Huey. The tides have really turned, and I don't know if they got some coaching tips or they just like Nepal, but they're looking to be a lot more together. Commander Huey with this tire. Will it be picked out? Not quite yet. Looking for someone, and does get Lokai on that Hanzo. I always want to see her running that Widow, but whatever, it's fine. And that whole hog is going to be canceled out. Really, really well done from Desert Fox. That stun is such a strong ability.
Yeah.
And able to save from the hog second time, but things are not looking too good. They get the black hole in, but there isn't able to be any follow-up, both because of the trance, but also because they just didn't have anything to follow up. I really don't love throwing that out, especially when you have a Hanzo so close to his dragon, and because of that slight mistake, MSXL is going to be able to take this point at take this point while Mayday is at 83%.
It's actually a pretty
Nekkra,
good.
do you need me to stream it for you? Is it keep crashing out? I just got back.
Ooh, yes. Oh, yes. Please.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll see if we can get a quick switch of streams on here, but with the players are going to keep on running, just going straight down the main way. You're seeing another tire come out. Really good dragon to split off the team, but MSXL doesn't really care. They get the important kills and snowball the fight to victory. Quick kill onto Budget Aimbot, who was able to actually get down Commander Huey, but he's going to be able to be rezzed up, and now we have a reset approaching 50% for MSXL.
That's a pretty impressive hold on their part. I think that they definitely messed up with that Zarya popping Grav while they had that Hanzo ult from Lokai. But it looks like they're going to be using Rally to engage the point, taking a similar pathway that they did for the first engagement that took them the point.
Definitely a smart idea with all of this armor up. They should be a lot tankier. Budget Aimbot is able to take out a kill. Lokai now too with his rapid arrows, better version of Fan the Hammer, and this is looking pretty good for Mayday right now. But we still have Mithra and Kalut fighting out on the point. Mithra's going to bust out the ulti. I really don't like that. Gets stabbed in the back pretty quickly, and that is going to be the point take from Mayday. And now MSXL will have one fight, excuse me, even if it is a slightly sloppy one. They have 6 seconds to get onto this point. I think Reaper Nyx is supposed to do it, but will he make it on in time? He's just able to jump in, but gets killed by Budget Aimbot so quickly. Busting out that J. Jonak overtime comes down. Doesn't matter how many kills you get if you don't make it over to the point, and that is going to be the first point taken from Mayday.
Can someone invite me to the game? I posted my battle tech to Nekkra and DM.
We're going to ask them for a quick pause.
As we get these streams switched over a little bit, but obviously there's some really good Overwatch to be talked about. The next one is going to be Village, not Shrine. I do not see any elephants on this map. The game has not quite been paused yet. Hopefully a pause will come in soon.
Yeah, let me add
Please.
you. Oh no.
5,
Brit boy!
2,
Brit
1.
boy!
Round
Brit
2.
boy!
Okay, the two teams are going to be pushing in. This is looking a little bit pauseless.
Okay.
Nick's busting out that Genji.
Okay,
uh,
I've gotten in.
Okay.
Stream. I guess I'll link it to.
the fight is going to be coming out, and Meiday again with the first couple kills, able to just kind of push their way on. I really like this Brigitte pick. It's
2-minute delay, by the way.
really suiting them well, and they're able to push on to the point. Once they get Nyx down, who's being super evasive on the Genji, is able to get it down though. Point taken. This would be a good time for a pause if ever there was one.
I don't think we're gonna get it, so we're just gonna keep going, and hopefully
Uh,
we've got.
I'm online. I'm in the game, and it's streaming right now. I linked it in general chat on Owlet Discord
Perfect.
for anyone who needs to watch the stream.
Yes, so
Thank
please
you
look
so
out for
much.
Apocalyptic's channel, and I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties that mine is having right now.
Oh, it is fine. You do not have any control over this, as it seems that Meiday doesn't have any control over MSXL, who's able to just run in, swinging the hammer quickly, and get two fast picks. They're able to pick up the point before the fight is even done. Really important, but it seems as if Meiday wants to push back. They do get the res off with the help from D.Va, and it seems to go the way of MSXL. It's a little bit of a dirty fight, kind of taking place at two places at once, with that kind of mini back cap going on, and that forces Meiday to only be at 30% of CP.
Now, Mithra's defense matrices have been on point here, as have Commander Huey's tires, and I bet you we're going to see a pick come out here with that tire.
Nothing seems to come out of the tire. He
Good.
seems to have exploded it. The Dragon is coming out, trying to split up the team, but they're already all on one side, and that is a
Huge
5-person
shatter.
shatter. I do not love the usage of the blade, as they had that crazy shatter. They didn't really need it, but maybe they just wanted to add insult to injury, saying, we have the DPS. We are ready to shred you down as fast as possible.
Yeah, Nyx has
But-
been charging the Dragon Blade pretty quickly too. All of the DPS on their team have on MSXL. Been charging
And
ults
some-
super quickly.
Some tactical crouching coming in from Hyzor, really important, especially when the other team's away and not even able to see him. That's really when you get that crouching in. Ryan has some heavy armor, and each one of those crouches is going to be a good workout. We are going to see Meiday come in from the top yet again, how they won the first time. However, this time they're going to be set up on the point, seeing a lot of grenade spam come in from Commander Huey, but we get that Zarya grab. Is there any follow-up? There really isn't. Again, I don't love how they're using this, kind of switching off between Lokai and Cheesenip, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. Lokai gets the kill on Nyx, and now the dueling Transcendences are out onto the point. The teams are able to get their reses up. Commander Huey comes in with yet another tire, taking out budget aimbot. Nyx gets Lokai, and the red team is looking pretty scarce. They have a couple of players still on the point, but another Earth Shatter is going to come in and clean up that point for MSXL.
So now the series is 1-1 for Nepal, and who knows who's gonna take it?
And
It
we
could be
got,
anyone's game at this point.
We got exactly what you asked, Nekkra. We got that third game, and we are able to see the beautiful elephants finally.
beautiful
On what
shrine.
stage is that?
Beautiful
Shrine
shrine,
is
beautiful
right.
elephants.
And maybe from Commander Huey, a beautiful switch of his flaming characters. Seems to be projectile specialist, and maybe is going to be moving from that Junkrat to the Pharah, as is Thundercleaves. What do you think about this dueling Pharahs?
I think that's honestly the best thing that we could have ever asked for this map. This is such a strong Pharah map. There's a lot of cover that you can use kind of on the middle of the point, around that shrine, above the gates, getting that spam damage. I think we're going to see some fat barrages here.
So you think that big shrine in the middle is why they call it shrine?
I would assume so, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I never really thought about it like that. MSXL is able to get to the point a lot faster than Meiday, which is not shaking out too well for them. I don't really know how they got there so much faster. However, speed is not always what you're looking for. The Tortoise is able... oh, excuse me, that is not the case. The Tortoise does not win out. The
Tortoise
Hare's
is not going
quick
to beat the
pace
hare there.
will keep MSXL and Hyzor, again, with his tactical crouching, making sure he's able to run fast if he can squat fast.
I captured that. Don't worry.
Oh, perfect. So now Meiday's going to be coming in. Lokai actually with double the ult charge towards that Zarya ult as Mithra, even on the dying end of that fight. Budget aimbot is looking really low, able to get that healing up, and they're going to switch to the Orisa. This is an interesting strategy. Attacking with Orisa is pretty hard. I don't really know if I love this, but they're going to put down a shield, walk forward, put down a shield, and walk forward. Let's see how Hyzor, with his shield that he needs to himself charge, works out. Dragon Blade's coming in, but he gets killed very quickly by Desert
got
Fox.
stunned by Desert Fox there.
Pulling out a blade next to a McCree that has stun, not a great idea. But MSXL seems to be able to stabilize. Thundercleese does get rezzed up. And they are able to stick on this point. So it's interesting, they switched Cheese Nips over from off tank to main tank, Thundercleese from main tank to DPS, and Lokai from DPS to off tank. So a triple rotation. I don't really know what the thought process behind that is, but it's honestly not working out particularly great. Maybe Thundercleese loves those tanks and being able to fly with Pharah. Seems to make sense for me. Shed off that armor that Ryan has. No more tactical crouches, just flying. And more flying we are going to see from Wild Wolf, who pops the Valkyrie just to kind of start this fight off. Doesn't get anything, but Thundercleese raining justice from above, able to get 2 kills. But we're going to see 2 more kills from the blue team. High Noon does not end with anything, and Commander Huey is just popping off. That is 4 kills in the kill feed right next to each other for Commander, and that is going to be yet another map to MSXL, winning the thing.
Winning the thing. Well said.
Yep. Thank you.
So yeah, MSXL right now is does have 3-0 for their maps today, but that doesn't mean that we're going to miss out on any of the action. We will be going to map 4, just like Owl. We play out everything.
Which is a really good call. As we've seen in Owl, map differential can be just as important as overall win differential. So a win from Meiday on the 4th map, while a slightly small victory, would still be a victory nonetheless.
So stream can't hear this, but apologies. The screen and sound were muted for about 3/4 of the second stage, but it's all good now. My OBS
So
settings
many-
were all messed up.
So many
That
difficulties
is-
happening here. Good thing I am still I'm still casting.
Okay,
So
so we
don't
got the-
worry. So we still have something going on.
Yes, the dueling streams coming out. I guess 2 streams are always better than 1 if one
It
doesn't
should be
work.
working good now though, so everyone should be able to see it. It's FPS and quality should be fine.
All right. Hopefully it's
Sounds
definitely
good.
better than mine, but we appreciate you sticking out all of this great action with us on the stream. Hopefully you find a way to watch it as long as it doesn't crash again.
Anything we can take.
So we're going to be moving for the 4th match in this series between MSXL and Meiday to Watch Point Gibraltar, our escort map. This time MSXL is the blue team and Meiday is red, so that means that MSXL will be defending first.
So it's going to be interesting to see where they choose to defend. We haven't seen Gibraltar in the map rotation in a little bit for Overwatch League, actually. So I don't really know what's in vogue. There are really 3 styles you can set up. You can set up on that bridge in the top and just kind of wait for the payload to get under and collapse in. But the Hanzo Sonic arrow really makes that pretty difficult to do, as you can easily throw it out from spawn, see if they're there, and if they are, plan accordingly. If not, switch off Hanzo. The next option is by where that flag and pylon are. This is generally where you see your comp games being held. I think it's a pretty good spot. Again, wait for the payload to come close to it, maybe under the bridge, and then collapse in when you have the time. But some teams, like the NYXL, who I'd have to assume MSXL, Microsoft Excelsior, are based off of, choose to be even farther back and wait for the point to come around that final bend. So I'd like to see which one
Arriving at
we
watch
see right
point
now.
Gibraltar.
We might probably going to see a lot of Widow here. Widow's pretty common for defense, and if you're going to see a Widow on defense, you're probably going to see a Widow on the offense to play that anti-Widow there. Really, really great Widow map, especially because on second point when you've got all of this high ground space to utilize. Watch point Gibraltar is notorious for needing to take away that high ground from the other team. And once you get control of that high ground, there is no stopping you from pushing that payload or defending that point.
Definitely, and with great Widow map comes great Widow play. We were able to see Flamea come back in on the side of MSXL, actually alongside his partner Nyx this time. So a little bit of a change up of the DPS slot, but I really like it. I liked the projectile play from that Genji. And I think we're going to see that Genji again. And other than that, it's just going to be other than the Widow, it's just going to be a classic dive comp.
Dive defense is very difficult to pull off also, so this is a very interesting choice here from MSXL to utilize that dive defense, but the dive tanks are really, really good on this map, especially because of that high ground control. And you do see you see dive tanks on the other team as well, but they're also running some pretty interesting heroes.
Yeah, I don't really know if we want to call this out soon. Wild Wolf. The main healer is actually the one that generally flexes onto the Bastion. We could see it protect the president, but I do not think that's going to be happening. And we see a pretty far back hold from MSXL. Actually, kind of flexing onto the bridge. Desert Fox goes straight on the D.Va out into the bridge to kind of see if the fight is going to go on. As it is, Hyzor getting the quick kill on Lokai and Nyx on Desert Fox. That is going to be a quick defense, but it's really hard to defend this point, even if you get the kills. You kind of have to let the point go, let the payload be pushed a little bit, just because you're so much farther away. And that is what we see. A lot of fighting on the high ground with Thundercleese kind of pushing. And Thundercleese is now on Lucio being the support. That is Thundercleese's third position out of a total possible 3 positions. I love this man's Rhine. I don't really know why he's flexing around so much. But maybe the Lucio, another pocket pick, as his Pharaoh was also looking really good. So maybe he's just a true flex. Cheese Nips with a great dive, realizing that Nyx was low, is able to come down, collapse, and get that kill. Kalut getting a kill onto Desert Fox, but the payload is going to keep on moving forward. Blue is getting kills, this time on Lokai, so it's going to be a little bit easier to walk into open sight lines. Now we see a trance coming out from Kalut trying to stabilize the point. Doesn't work particularly well. Tentimus is able to get the Reaper kill through all of that. Nyx is down, and Red is just slowly getting one kill after another to push this payload forward. D.Va Bomb coming out is able to take down Lokai, so there is a fight on our hands, but we see the Primal Rage come out from both monkeys, and Hyzor is able to get the better of it, taking down both supports and thereby pushing the point very close to completion. We're seeing a couple people still staggering in.
Huge Death Blossom.
Able to get 3 kills and should be the cherry on top of that cake, pushing in to Hanger Face.
I really would have liked to see Kalut there save that Transcendence for the Death Blossom, especially knowing that they had 10 times on that Reaper. But ooh, Flamea with a nice pick onto the Reaper there.
Really good way to start out the defense. Not quite enough, as Nyx is going to be killed and 10 times back. So what you really need to do here is get on that plane. Whoever controls the plane really controls the whole point, and both teams are on it right now, trying to fight out with 1 DPS and 1 main tank. But, oh, it looks like the Winston battle is going to continue going on. It seems as if Meiday is getting the better of that top, and they are still pushing this payload. It has not stopped one bit. MSXL is waiting on the ground to receive them.
Yeah, this second point is really, really difficult to be able to push in, to defend, because there's just so much high ground there.
Definitely, but if anyone can do it, it might be Nyx getting one kill with the Dragon Blade, not able to, able to get a second one. Might be enough, but no,